Yo guys, what's up and welcome back to Marvelous Chats. My name is Finto.
And I'm Kyle Crunk.
If you like the content, hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new.
Continue any discussion you like down below. We are once again talking Titans, Season 3, Episode 10, Troubled Waters. Finto, what'd you think about this week's episode?
Um, this week's episode, I found it was kind of, for the first half of the episode anyway, it definitely felt like a lot of filler. I wasn't really feeling it at all. There wasn't really too much happening. We had a couple of scenes with Crane and Jason, and basically, it kind of a lot of like small talk, and then it kind of ends with Crane putting a hit out on Dick and like a $50,000 bounty on his head, which isn't a lot of money really either for a crime boss. So I was kind of like, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like, what did you think yourself?
I like you said, I'm kind of on the same road. I felt like there's a lot of filler. Just a lot of like touch and goes on a bunch of different side stories instead of really advancing any one story that much. You have Crane once again hacking a bunch of stuff, kind of putting out propaganda against the Titans, and
Hmm.
especially like you said, Dick. Um, then you have Starfire, Blackfire having their own little storyline, which will kind of get to the end of the episode just so we can talk about each storyline. But at the end of it, kind of crescendos with Blackfire stealing Starfire's powers, but then she's still kind of acting like she wants to be good. It just really,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to think about everything that's going on right now. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if I can find her sincere in what she's saying, whether she actually, if that was an accident or if that was the plan the whole time. So again,
yeah,
it seems like the way Starfire is accusing her, it seems like she would know her well enough to say that, oh, this is the reason why you're here. So I'm very curious. And now I suppose I'm a little more like invested in the storyline because I want to see what happens next. I want to see what Starfire is like without powers. I also want to see what Blackfire's like with powers. I think like, did you see now? There's like a purple tint in her eyes, and
oh yeah,
she looks like she's like powered up and ready to go. So that kind of interests me. A couple of positives I had on the episode were Gar in the Batcave. He basically is reading up a bunch of lore on the Lazarus pits that I presume Bruce has built up over the years, and maybe in like
he's like
in
identified and found.
yeah, or like maybe he's had wars with Raz in the past and stuff. So like a dream of mine would obviously be to see some flashback sequences of that stuff happening, which would be great. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, especially not in this season with how few episodes are left. But maybe this is something that they're building up to season 4. It might be, trying to involve Batman more. Maybe they try and use the pits to bring somebody back or something like that. Maybe Hawk or something like that. I don't know. Although he got blown to pieces, so probably not. I don't know. Yeah,
This, this
it's all speculation now, I suppose.
I just really feel like they're not nailing any one storyline 100% this season. Like every storyline,
Yeah,
I'm kind of like I'm slightly interested in. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but I could really care less either way. Like Rachel shows up in this episode after there's a big scene where pretty much the climax of this episode is the Titans are going to turn themselves into the police. Barbara has orchestrated this with Dick for them to do it all peaceful. Well, Crane has inside people and gets some dirty cops to pretty much turn on them. And then when they turn on them, Barbara shoots one of the cops, which to me doesn't make sense because if that had really happened in real life, she's the commissioner, and if she's making that call, I'm sure she wouldn't actually be like arrested the way that she got arrested in this episode, which was weird to me.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I suppose she's shooting a cop and she's protecting a vigilante, so I suppose
But I
it
mean,
kind of looks
everyone
bad.
else was in. She's stopping a crime though, because I mean they're assaulting the vigilantes. Like
Well, I
that,
suppose corrupt cops are gonna tell the story
yeah,
one way,
exactly.
and it always goes in the favor of the cops. Like, if
Yeah,
there's a group of vigilantes that are beating the shit out of like a SWAT team, it's not the SWAT team's fault usually, you
Very,
know.
yeah, it's very Gotham, very
Yeah,
corrupted
exactly,
cops.
exactly. Yeah, and I like that.
Are from
I thought that was interesting. I don't again. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think they're telling too many stories, and they're not going into enough depth on the stories that they're telling. So we're kind of getting sprinkles of storylines instead of getting maybe two or three storylines, which is still probably too much for 13 episodes. But at least if they had two or three storylines going and they went into some proper detail and we got invested in those stories, I think the season would slap a lot more. But yeah, I think you're dead right.
and
There's too much going on, and we're only getting sprinkles of it. We're not actually getting the full story.
And
So
they're trying to make it all so dramatic too. Like when you looked at Gar, like the footprints, the paw prints leading into footprints, it's like in blood and stuff. And then Rachel shows up and he's just like laying there naked, taking a nap from the dart, and he's like, "No, I'm good," and like he's not injured. And
yeah,
it's like that was one thing I have to say. The very beginning of the episode pissed me off because Barbara's like, "Oh, how you holding up?" He's all just a little brain fog from getting T-boned on a motorcycle by a pickup truck.
yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know. Like as I said, like probably the first 20 minutes of the episode were just like a snore fest for me. It started to pick up, I think, with the fight scene in the police station. I think that was the best part of the episode. I've got this week's thumbnail picked out and everything. It's the part where Connor turns on the red eyes and he's about to like go for the cop. I was like
Oh, I
that.
loved it.
I was like that was great, and like I loved Dick's choreography was brilliant in it. Starfire was crap. Her fighting was terrible. I don't know why, but Dick was great. The guy who I don't know if Gar does his own stunts. He seems like a martial artist to me, the way he moves and stuff.
Yeah.
So like his is always very entertaining to watch. Although, and did you see, when he takes his top off and he morphs into Beast Boy? I was like, oh my god, here we go.
Yeah,
But
dude, I was like,
then he turns into the tiger again. I'm like, oh, for God's sake!
I
I'm
know.
so sick of it at this stage. Like,
I
do you
thought he
know,
was gonna do like just one gorilla arm or something, just something like a slow
even I just want him
transition.
to stay in that form where he's Beast Boy and
Just
just
Beast
jumping,
Boy,
yeah,
yeah.
just jumping around, beating the shit out of people. Like that's what I want to see. Like, and
I always
I thought we were about to get it, but we didn't.
just him being a clown in Beast Boy form. I hope.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, there's definitely some things they can do to redeem themselves and bring us back in as fans. I think,
yeah,
but I really think even the most hardcore of Titans fans can't be like sitting on their edge of their seat during these episodes. Like, I just don't feel like there's
no, no, you're dead.
anything great going on here.
You're dead right, dude. Like the episode ends on Dick basically saying to Connor that the Titans need to go into hiding and Gotham are on their own. So like, what's going to happen for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we still
you
haven't
know?
seen Tim. We
Yeah,
didn't see Tim after last episode. We didn't see Bruce after last episode. Like
yeah,
they literally this whole season, I guess, can be like they're telling us all the stories we don't want to hear, and then when they run out of like that story that we don't want to hear to tell us, they're like, "Oh, by the way, here's what Bruce is doing. Oh, by the
yeah,
way, Rachel's back." It's like
yeah.
if you would have been telling all this stuff from the start, this Bruce, this Tim Drake, this Rachel stuff, it would have been a way better season.
Absolutely. And then as well, you've got as well at the very end of the episode, Crane takes over Wayne Manor and he calls it Crane Manor. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like,
And he's got like that emo Jason Todd scene. He's like, "Go
yeah,
ahead."
what's
Time
up?
to kill daddy, and he's like stabbing it.
Yeah,
Dude, it was hard not to laugh. He's like trying to be all
that was such a weird scene, bro.
stabbing it.
That was
Yeah,
such a weird
dude.
scene. Yeah, like if I'm gonna rate this episode, it's probably a 5 out of 10. Just because the second half of it was better than the first. It kind of redeemed itself halfway through, but yeah, like filler episode again,
100%.
just sprinkling tiny bits more of like maybe six storylines when they should be focusing on three. Like Donna's story is cool. Give us more of it. Don't just give us 3 minutes in the episode and then just like not even go back to it. Like
Hmm.
it's just really weird. I don't know what they're doing. Um, I can't imagine there's very many seasons of the show left. Like the way that they're trying to tell this story now, it's as if they're banking on the fact that they're going to have
Rushing.
6 or 7 seasons. Like, and I just don't even think it's going to go that far.
Well, like it's like, see, you say it feels like they're acting like they have a lot of seasons, but at the same time, it almost feels like they're rushing things too. Because, like you said, at the very, if you look back on our first Titans Talking Titans episode, we're talking about how like, okay, Jason's dead and he has no downtime from dead to Red Hood. Like
Yeah,
they rushed so much story in the beginning,
yeah,
and then they hit mid season, and now it's like slowing down, and we're
yeah,
getting little bits of everything. Like
yeah,
it's
dude.
very confusing narrative wise.
The show's completely lost its way. This week, and I think it was only yesterday actually, I actually went back and I watched the very first episode of the show, and it's so much better. It's so much darker, and Dick's a badass, and there's just like not too much going on. They're just telling the story of Rachel having the dreams about Dick and stuff like that.
What did he say?
Like, and it's so much better, bro. Like, I just don't get it. Like,
It
I
doesn't
don't
feel
know
like
how
a
they
drama. It felt like an
exactly.
action show.
That's what
Feels like a drama now.
my girlfriend said the exact same thing. She's like, it's gone too kind of teeny bopper CW
Yeah.
style, and it's like there's too much going on. They lost what the brilliance that they had. It was so dark. It felt like a proper Gotham story, and you
It
know,
felt like it was getting close to that DC Black Label type stuff.
yeah,
And now it just feels like you said,
yeah,
CW, Teeny Bopper, One Tree Hill.
yeah. So look, I hope this week's episode is better. Episode 11. We've only got 3 episodes left in the season, so you know I think a lot of stuff has to happen, or they're gonna have to end it on a big cliffhanger and pray that they get re-signed for the new season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens next week, guys.
If
If you
you
like,
guys disagree with anything we said here today or agree with us, please let us know. Keep the discussion going down below. Like, share, comment on the video, and
it all helps the algorithm. Thank you very much,
yep.
guys, and we'll see
be
you in
here
the
next
next video. Bye.
Bye.